Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
Betterment of women can only be achieved through positive action by women themselves. The women of the Northeast have become assertive, and for the first time they're going to play a participatory role at any international conference.
Throughout history, the women of Northeast survived with the culture of war, whether it be due to inter-tribal rivalries or ideologies, or be a race for dominance between global powers. From time to time, the deleterious effect of impoverishment is felt by these women. Political and social instability, in fact, continued to threaten even their very survival.
The issues have come up, but nobody has actually taken action on it. So it's to set an agenda and make the government commit to the fact that they need definitely to take concrete steps on this. Any issue which is a women's issue is automatically and definitely a social issue, because women, they're the 50% of the population, and they play a major role in this entire social development, in development of the society. And at no point, I think the whole problem has been because we've been demarcating, the government has been demarcating, and between women's issue as women's issue and not taking it in the overall developmental paradigm of social development of the state and the nation.
The women of Northeast still continue to suffer under what may be called double jeopardy, being a female member of an underdeveloped society and bearing the brunt of the violence of times.
गांव में पढ़ाई होने के लिए हम लोग बोलते हैं कि ये नाइट क्लास में ये जाते हैं, और लोग जो खेती में जाते हैं शाम को 6:30 बजे को लोग क्लास लेते हैं. हम लोग औरतों के कोई सीख लें, अगर हम लोग कोई अनपढ़ा होते हैं ना, उसको घर में रहते हैं, इसलिए हम लोग सोचते हैं कि वो हम लोग औरतों को से भी थोड़ा ये हो जाए ना, जान पहचान हो जाए, किसी और से लिखाई पर अपना नाम तक जानने देना चाहिए उनको.
The role of the women was restricted to the performance of duties. Rights were not her domain. She was simply confined to the four walls, a silent witness to the relentless violence and social insecurity.
One major issue that has been addressed by a lot of women is the issue of peace. As you know, there's a lot of insurgency problems in the Northeast. There's a problem of the youth, there's a problem of very, very weak support structures. And when I say weak support structure, it means the health system has completely broken down. PHCs are in a bad shape. So obviously, if we talk about women, they are working the whole day in the agricultural fields, etc. And if the ill health is there, then it is always detrimental to their economic work productivity. So there are lots of problems in the Northeast, and the biggest issue at the moment is the issue of peace and economic security.
Since last decade, a gradual awakening has occurred among them. With the help of various NGOs, they are on the verge of redefining their socio-political configuration.
The whole process has been very participatory. I think we really did not have any voluntary association which would go and point out issues. We all started from bottom down. We of course had an organization registered and had various other organizations who have been working for women's causes at a social level. We have got them together, and it's been a participatory workshop where we have had all these meetings at the field level, at the regional district level, and taken out the issues from the women, given them a platform where they can voice their concern. The only thing has been that some NGOs have played a facilitating role as a platform to bring these issues up, but the issues are absolutely those which are of immediate concern to the women at the grassroots and the rural level. And I think the past 1 year, The whole process has made them aware that these issues are now being taken up, are going to be documented, are going to be made into a policy paper which would be represented to the bodies, to the powers that be, who can take action on them.
It is at this crucial juncture that the Conference on Women is being held at Beijing in the coming month of September. It is for the first time that women forums from all the northeastern states have come to the mainstream to put forth their thoughts and to share their ideas on the national issues. Also, this is the first time that the women of the Northeast have come to the forefront to represent their as well as the issues of the women of India as a whole in any international conference. But they have certain fears about the outcome.
जो बेजिंग में जो एक्शन होगा, माने जो डिस्कशन होगा, उसको हमारे देश में लागू हो पाएंगे कि नहीं पाएंगे, वो तो हम 100% नहीं बता पाएंगे.
Actually, when I look at the Beijing conference, there are only 20 women going from the Northeast, and it is not a sufficient representation because we are 7 states in the Northeast. But a very remarkable process had come through, and that is from 1994. We got a lot of women to network with each other. We had issue-based workshops in each of the states. Some states were combined. And when we started having these workshops, all the women were able to talk about these issues, and many of them were common. And that is the most dynamic thing about Northeast, that they have very common issues, even if they belong to different ethnic groups and different languages, different religions. So when they go to Beijing, my hunch, to be very frank, is that they might not be able to really put the Northeast issue forward. And having a network with women's organization, policy people, and the IFCB, etc., I know that it normally becomes a north-south issue when you go to an international conference. So I don't know how India even will feature. Maybe they will go as an Asian group, etc. But we cannot divide the states and say we are from the Northeast and she's from Bihar, she's from West Bengal. It will be the Asia group, and maybe if the North people, that is America and everybody, is too much dominating the whole conference, then it will become a North and South issue.
It's a 6-point agenda. They talked about employment, land ownership right, poverty eradication, health services, and a couple of more, which have again and again throughout in the various other conferences prior to Beijing, like the Cairo, the Mexico conference, the Nairobi conference. The issues have come up, but nobody has actually taken action on it. So it's to set an agenda and make the government commit to the fact that they need definitely to take concrete steps on this.
Northeast region is economically backward. Apart from the traditional activities, the region does not possess any labor-intensive industries with the exception of tea. Coupled with this are the major familial and social issues like alcoholism, property rights, lack of health, sanitation facilities, and polygamy. All these need an interaction between various departments and ministries.
Assure you that I will be continuing a dialogue with them, and I will be trying to make your voice effective in the North Block, South Block, in all the blocks that matter. और अब शिक्षा मंत्रालय का ये प्रमुख उत्तरदायित्व है कि वो आरक्षित जो जगह 33% women elect होके आई, 33% नहीं 40% आई. Beyond the seats reserved for women, another 7% were elected on open seats. So this is a very good sign. But it is our prime responsibility now, the Ministry of Education's prime responsibility, that we ensure that the women who reach these spots have reached after our hand has reached them or our voice has reached them as far as education is concerned. So that those reserved seats that women get elected into are fully utilized, not just for the benefit of women through the voice of women, but for the benefit of society as a whole.
The people of Manipur have pride of place in the annals of Indian history. They were the first to hoist the tricolour way back in 1944. Canvas travels back into time to relive that historic moment and also to acknowledge the significant role played by the people of this region.
The role of the Northeast in the struggle for a free India is still an untold story. Few can match the sacrifices that the people of this region made to achieve the hallowed goal. At a time when there was a lull in the mainland freedom movement, the INA and the people of Manipur lived up to the historic responsibility of liberating India. The people of Manipur could never reconcile themselves to British imperialism. Through various means, be it peaceful or armed struggle, they always aspired to overthrow the yoke. Manipur had taken the plunge. It had become a battleground during the Second World War. Between 1942 and 1946, Subhash Chandra Bose and the INA, or the Azad Hind Fauj, represented the mainstream of the national movement. During the August Revolution of 1942, the people in the national mainstream put up a valiant fight. The movement, however, was crushed with a heavy hand. A state of despondency had set in everywhere. At this crucial juncture, Subhash Chandra Bose hoisted the Indian tricolour. The echoes of this armed struggle in the Northeast kept the hopes for emancipation alive. With the clarion call, Dilli Chalo, Subhash Chandra Bose, as the supreme commander of Azad Hind Fauj, declared war on Britain. Crossing the hill tracts of the Indo-Burma border, they reached Manipur. The British forces had to retreat to the valleys. The combined forces of Azad Hind Fauj and the Japanese army advanced up to Kohima and Imphal. Another front of the combined forces advanced towards Tidim Road by capturing the British defence bases of Wayok, Thingaipai and Churachandpur. Nagaland, the then Kohima district of Assam, and greater part of Manipur was liberated.
1944 का तो अप्रैल महीना के दूसरी सप्ताहों में हम लोग खबर मिला है जापानी आर्मी के साथ साथ आज़ाद हिंद फौज का सिपाहियों ने अपनी मातृभूमि के आज़ादी के लिए इस तरफ आए हैं तो चलो दिल्ली नारा लगा के इम्फाल पहुंचने के आ रहे हैं तो ऐसा करके सुना था तो कुछ समय के बाद क्या हुआ 12 तारीख 13 तारीख जब हुआ है ना अप्रैल महीना का उसी समय जापानीज आर्मी और इंडियन हमारे आज़ाद हिंद फौज का आर्मी तो यहाँ से 3 किलोमीटर दूर पर तोरणावी विलेज है तो विलेज में आ करके पहुँच गए हैं और जापानी आर्मी के हिकारी के ग्रुप के कैप्टन इतोसा तो जापानी सिपाहियों के साथ साथ कॉलोनी मालिक आज़ाद हिंद फौज के साथ साथ तो आ करके 14 तारीख को करीब 4:30-5 बजे शाम को मोइरांग में पहुंचकर अभी जो आईएनए मेमोरियल कॉम्प्लेक्स है जहां पर कॉलोनल मलिक ने हमारे सामने त्रिरंगा झंडा भारत के वहां लहराया जब उसके बाद वहाँ के जितना मोइरांग के रहने वाला तो हम लोग सबको बोला हम लोग नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र के नेतृत्व में हम लोग दिल्ली तक जाना है कुछ समय के अंदर हम लोग इम्फाल लेना है तो हम लोग आपके सहायता ले करके इम्फाल पहुंचना पड़ेगा इम्फाल से हम दिल्ली पहुंचना पड़ेगा
Moirang, the old capital of Manipur, was made the provisional headquarters of the liberated areas. In the ensuing battle, the soil of Moirang was soaked in blood. Countless became martyrs. The pains and sacrifices of Moirang ripped apart the invincibility theory of the British. In effect, the martyrs stirred the soul of many. At a time when the mainland struggle had despaired, Moirang brought hope. The martyrs of Moirang kindled the spirit of nationalism and ignited the flame of revolt. Today, from this remoteness, Moirang feels the pulse of free India, narrating silently a great saga.
To attain martyrdom is what any soldier aspires. Rifleman Jaswant Singh achieved this honor in Arunachal Pradesh when he went down fighting the Chinese. In our destination section, we travel to Jaswantgarh and pay our tribute to this legendary soldier.
Situated in West Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh is Jaswantgarh, a repository of awe-inspiring natural beauty. This place is important for yet another reason. It has a memorial of a war hero, Jaswant Singh Rawat, who later became a legend. Jaswantgarh derives its name from this war hero. Born at Baryu village in Pauri Garhwal, Jaswant Singh joined the ranks of the 4th Battalion Garhwal Rifles in 1960. During the Chinese aggression of 1962, Jaswant Singh fought like a tiger and laid his life in defense of his country.
यहाँ पर जब 1962 का वार हुआ था उस समय जसवंत साहब ने यहाँ पर चाइना वार में बहुत ही अच्छा काम किया था। उन्होंने चाइनीज़ को अपने एलएमजी से 24 घंटे तक उनको जो है रोका हुआ था। इसलिए यहाँ पर उन्होंने अपने वो लड़ते लड़ते मर गए और इसलिए उनका यहाँ पर नाम जो है बहुत ही ऊंचा हो गया। और आज यहाँ पर हम इसलिए एकत्र होकर के यहाँ पर रुक करके यहाँ जाते हैं। हम जितने भी फौजी हैं सभी लोग इकट्ठा होकर के और जसवंत बाबा का दर्शन करके उनके पैरों को छू करके और फिर यहाँ से हम आगे को प्रस्थान करते हैं। अगर नहीं रुकते हैं तो ऐसा अनुभव हुआ है या ऐसा सोचा गया है, देखा गया है कि कोई न कोई हादसा या तो गाड़ी के साथ या तो किसी जवान के साथ या कुछ न कुछ जरूर होता है।
Reverentially called Baba, over the years he has been elevated to the ranks of a deity. The memorial has 2 rooms. In one room is the statue of Jaswant Singh, which was installed by the 11th Dogra Regiment in 1987. The second room displays the personal effects of Jaswant Singh. According to the official army records, Jaswant Singh fell fighting when he was caught in a crossfire. An enemy bullet pierced his forehead, killing him instantly. However, the popular belief regarding his death is different.
तार से बाबा जसवंत को 1962 में चाइनीज सैनिकों ने फांसी दिया था।
The memorial is looked after by the army units serving in the area. The task of cleaning the site and performing daily puja is entrusted to the Sevadar. As a mark of respect to the martyr and to honor the sentiments of army Jawans, Jaswant Singh has been given all the benefits that he would have been entitled to had he been alive. His salary and other benefits regularly reach his widow. He is an honorary captain today. For his valor and sacrifice, he was posthumously awarded the Mahavir Chakra. Army Jawans consider him to be their benefactor. The Jaswantgarh Memorial is not only a deserved tribute to a martyr, but also a source of inspiration. Army battalions passing Jaswantgarh mandatorily stop at the memorial to worship and earn the Baba's blessings.
बाबा का जब शहीद हुआ था उसी टाइम बाबा सिपाही था दुश्मन। उसका बाद उसका रैंक पूरा रैंक दिया हुआ है, लेस नायक, नायक, हवलदार, नायक सुबेदार, सुबेदार मेजर, अभी बाबा ऑनरी कैप्टन।
The Jawans refuse to believe that Jaswant Singh Rawat is no more. Regular invitations for dinner and social functions keep reaching the memorial.
Destination information. Jaswantgarh. Jaswantgarh is in the West Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh. Road. Jaswantgarh is about 300 kilometers from Tezpur. State transport buses are available from Tezpur. Rail. Nearest railhead is Bhalukpung, 240 kilometers away. Air. Nearest airport is Tezpur. Where to stay? Inspection bungalow is available at Jung, 20 kilometers away. Large groups can avail accommodation at Bomdila. Tourist tips. For inner line permits, tourists may contact the offices of Resident Commissioner in New Delhi or liaison offices at Guwahati and Calcutta. Foreign tourists are required to have restricted area permits.